Good evening and welcome to the third part of our triple header coverage on the Commentary Hub. Tonight it's Bradford City against Carlisle United in the League Two playoff semi-final first leg, and I'm your alternative commentator, Nicholas Jones. What a weekend it's been so far in terms of the playoffs, with some shocks thrown in. Peterborough United against Sheffield Wednesday on Friday, and Bolton and Barnsley Bolton Wanderers and Barnsley drawing against each other on Saturday. Also Stockport County holding Salford City firm against all the odds, and Sunderland completely blowing Luton Town away on Saturday. But now all the attention will be on Bradford and Carlisle, and we can go through the starting lineups. For Bradford, in goal is number 1, Harry Lewis. Number 2, Brad Halliday. Number 3, Liam Rydhall. Number 6, the captain, Richie Smallwood. Number 8, Andy Cook. Number 10, Jamie Walker. Number 11, Alex Gilead. Number 12, Scott Banks. Number 24, Romany Critchlow. Number 6, Sam Stubbs. And number 40, Adam Clayton. As for Carlisle United, in goal will be number 1, Thomas Holy. Number 2, Joel Senior. Number 3, Jack Armour. Number 4, Owen Moxon. Number 6, the captain, Paul Huntington, I should say. Number 8, Callum Guy. Number 10, Omari Patrick. Number 17, Corey Whelan. Number 26, Ben Barkley. Number 35, Alfie McCalmont. And number 41, Joe Garner. On the substitutes bench for Bradford is the reserve goalkeeper Doyle, Platt, Osadebe, East, Derbyshire, Pereira, and Neves. And for Carlisle, on the bench is Kelly, Gibbs. On the bench are Kelly, Gibson, Edmondson, Dennis, Charters, Harris, and Robinson. Bradford may have experience in the form of Mark Hughes, who has been at the helm of higher league clubs such as Fulham, QPR, Queen's Park Rangers, Stoke City, and Southampton. But their record at home has been somewhat patchy, to say the least, with the 10th highest amount of points at home this season, and that is why a win tonight at Valley Parade will be imperative for the Bantams. They will, however, they'll certainly be relying on Andy Cook, given his 28 goals scored this season, the highest in League Two. But I think other players to consider looking out for include Jamie Walker, who should be given the nod at left, who will likely be given the nod at left wing. We'll let you know formations very shortly. And as for Carlisle, they should have a strong defence with Moxon, Armour, and Senior, along with Paul Huntington. Substitute Christian Dennis has scored 20 League Two goals, the third highest in the division. So it's first again. So in terms of goals scored, it's first against third tonight, and this is something worth mentioning for Carlisle is that their manager Paul Simpson was actually player manager for Carlisle. I mean, for them from 2003 to 6 and finished his playing career there. So this is his second spell in charge of the Cumbrians. Even though the last match against Sutton United ended in a draw, it was enough to secure a playoff place. One thing that could be a downer for Carlisle. One thing that could be a downer for them is that they lost the absence of midfielder Jonathan Mellish. The Cumbrians lost their appeal against his red card in one of their recent matches against Salford City. So unfortunately he will miss both legs. Kickoff is in around 9 minutes' time, and so now we can go through the match officials. The man in the middle is Ross Joyce, and his assistant referees are Lisa Rashid and Lee Crowhurst. The fourth official is Scott Oldham, and Ravel Chayosaya is the reserve assistant referee. Apologies to anyone who might be listening, to anyone who knows him that might be listening, if I pronounce his name wrong. The last of the first leg matches before we go into the meat of the course with the second legs. Salford City won 1-0. Salford City won 1-0 at the Peninsula Stadium yesterday. Will Bradford make it a home win tonight, or will Carlisle somehow do a Peterborough United and triumph over them at home? Bradford are hoping it will be the former, because they have not beaten Carlisle all season, having lost in their away fixture and drawn at home. So the tension is now starting to build, and another player I think I should point out, and some other players I think I should point out, include the substitutes, include the substitute Don Pereira, the 24-year-old with his 18 appearances and 1 goal. He's also assisted once on loan from Luton Town, and also included Scott Banks, who has scored 6 in 33 and is on loan from Crystal Palace. Bradford won 2-0 against Notts County in the playoff final in the Division 2 playoff final in 1996. So they'll be hoping that this season is. So they'll be hoping that they'll be making it through this time round. Their recent playoff attempts, however, have not resulted in promotion. They lost both their playoff semi-final against Millwall 4-2 on aggregates, and to rub salt into the wounds, in the following season they lost 1-0 to Millwall in the playoff final at Wembley. The last time they were promoted via the playoffs was in the 2012-13 season, when they beat Northampton Town 3-0 in the playoff final. Mark Hughes going through a last-minute chat with the media. The players are, I believe, inside the tunnel, getting ready to come out. And the Bradford City mascots walking around the pitch and geeing the audience up. Bradford appear to be the highest ranking in terms of build-up, but Carlisle edged them on defence and set pieces. However, Bradford are also ahead of Carlisle in terms of attack. So, but who will prove that? But will they be able to? But will they prove their stats right tonight? And a lot of burgundy and gold inside the stadium as the Bradford supporters take their place in the stands. I can see a few red and blue. I can see a few blue supporters. I can see a few blue shirts as well in support of Carlisle United. I think I saw one fan wearing a red away shirt. And the fans are in full voice singing and clapping as they await the teams to come out. The flags are beginning to fly, and there is the captain, and there is the Bradford captain, Richie Smallwood, getting ready to lead his team out. Carlisle are wearing a sort of a cross between a blue and black shirt and black and blue shorts. Given that they are playing away, and Bradford will be wearing their customary burgundy and yellow striped shirts, given they are at home. The players now walking out of the tunnel and onto the centre of the pitch. I can see one person holding up an inflatable toy, I think it is, wearing a Carlisle shirt. And so the teams now walking to the centre of the pitch to rapturous applause from, or should I say ecstatic applause from the fans, mainly for Bradford. And now let's go through the team formation, starting with Bradford, with Lewis in goal, then Halliday, Stubbs, Critchlow and Ridehalgh the back four. Gilead, Clayton and Smallwood are in midfield. Banks and Walker flank Cook, the lone striker. So it is a 4-3-2-1 formation for the Bantams. Banks and Walker, as I mentioned, players to look out for. For Carlisle, they've gone for a slightly different formation. Holy in goal, Whelan, Huntington and Barkley, the back three. Senior and Armour flanking Guy, who in turn flanks Moxon and McCalmont. Garner and Patrick are the two forwards. So it is a three. So I think it is a 3-5-2 formation. I'm sure, but if you know otherwise, let me know. Scott Banks, another reason to look out for him. Bradford's young player of the season this year. So he could be dangerous. 6 goals, as I mentioned, and he has assisted 3 times. Owen Moxon has assisted 16 times and has scored 6 in all competitions this season. The 25-year-old has appeared 51 times. Mark Hughes now taking his place inside the dugouts as he stands next to the players now gathering around the centre players now gathering around the centre of the pitch for what appears to be a minute's silence. I actually have to correct myself. It was a minute's applause. It was a minute's applause. It was a minute's applause for Neil Matthews, the former England the ex-player who passed away recently, aged 56, and was most recently Bradford's academy head of coaching. And it will be Carlisle to take the kickoff, and the players take the knee in the ongoing stand against racism to put out the message that racism is not okay, not today or any day. And away we go then at the University of Bradford Stadium for the first leg playoff match between Bradford and Carlisle, and it looked to be Bradford in control, and looked to be Bradford in early control of the match, but Carlisle have reacted quickly. I think the ball came off Joel Senior, but it's given a throw in to Bradford. Standing on the touchline is Joel Senior. Joel Senior receives the ball from his teammate. He throws, and the ball was aimed towards Richie Smallwood, but Carlisle have nicked it. Good work by Corey Whelan, who tried to pass to Jack Armour, but was cut out at the last moment by Brad Halliday. Halliday upsets because I think he was challenged, but it's only a throw into Bradford. So he's got nothing to complain about there. A throw by Halliday, but given away to Carlisle, and I think the last Carlisle player to have a go at the ball was Owen Moxon, but Bradford managed to take it back, or do they? It's Paul Huntington, the Carlisle skipper, who just wrestles the ball away at the last moment, and that is yet another throw in to Bradford. Throw in by the Bantams taken, and in terms of the goals scored in the first 15 minutes, Bradford and Carlisle are equal on 12. That is to do with League Two. Salford are on top with 15. Paul Simpson giving his instructions from the touchline, and he managed Carlisle to promotion to a League One promotion in the 2005-06 season, his last as a player manager there. Goal kick to Carlisle, cleared out by Holy, and it goes over, but it goes over the line again for a for a Bradford throw. Should have aimed a bit more forward in my view. And it's another throw into Bradford to be taken once again by Brad Halliday. Halliday throws, but the ball's intercepted. But the ball is intercepted by Carlisle. Now it's gone back towards Bradford and Halliday. It's over the line again, and after 3 minutes, it's Bradford 0, Carlisle 0. Paul Heckingbottom Paul Simpson talking very calmly to his team. But as Bradford retake control of the ball, but it's gone back to Carlisle, now back towards Bradford. I think that might have come off Alex Gilead, but it's over the line again. Mark Hughes also giving his instructions. He led Bradford to 6th place in League 2 this season. But Bradford now going for the ball. It was almost picked up by Jamie Walker. But it was halted at the last minute by Thomas Holy. And it looks like it'll be another goal. And it looks like it'll be another goal kick to the Cumbrians. Mark Hughes now standing up and being a bit more animated with his instructions. It's actually a throw into Bradford, and the ball almost taken by Andy Cook. I think he was fouled by one of the Carlisle defenders, and Andy Cook showing his frustration. I think the challenge on him was a bit too soft to be given the yellow card as Armour throws the ball for Carlisle. It goes towards the captain Huntington, but it's over the line again, and Cook is still protesting. Bradford retake the ball, and it's gone down wing to Liam Rydhaw, but headed away by Carlisle. Now it's gone to Scott Banks. Scott Banks with the ball inside the 18-yard box, tackled by Carlisle. Bradford go again through Brad Halliday. Halliday tries to send it to Cook, but Carlisle do well to intercept. I think Bradford are getting closer and closer to the goal. The ball's thrown to Alex Gilead. Gilead to Cook. Cook trying to hold off Corey Whelan, but caught at the last moment by Thomas Holy. That looked like a shot on goal, to me. And Bradford still managed to keep hold of the ball. A forward cross by Liam Rydhaw to Jamie Walker, but given away to Carlisle. Now it's with Joel Senior. Senior passes to Alfie McCalmont. McCalmont is now inside the 18-yard box, but he's tackled by one of the Bradford defenders. Carlisle shouting for a penalty, but the referee's not having any of it, and a Carlisle player has gone down. And this has now got Ross Joyce's attention. McCalmont was fouled by Sam Stubbs, and I think Stubbs might have trodden on his ankle, or was it just a slight kick? I think it might have been. I think Ross Joyce should have intervened, and it's a free kick to Carlisle. I think it should have been a penalty as Moxon takes the free kick for the Cumbrians. It goes to Joel Senior, and now it's going across the wing to Corey Whelan. Whelan tries to keep it inside the line, loses it, dispossessed by Bradford, and down he goes. Corey Whelan just shrugging it off for a moment. Corey Whelan just shrugging off for a moment there, or was he actually using the sense he's been booked? I think he clipped Banks. I think he clipped Banks on the knee and tried to go for a tackle but but I'm not sure. But I'm not sure it was the right decision for Whelan to be given the yellow card. If you think otherwise, then let me know in the comments, please. But keep it friendly. Bradford back in possession with Alex Gilead. Gilead tries to pass to I think that might have been Smallwood, but it's over the but it was deflected away by Carlisle for a throw, and I think it's going to be Rydhall that will throw. He throws to Smallwood. Smallwood back towards Rydhall. Now it was Cook who had it momentarily, but no, Banks, I should say, but it was intercepted by Carlisle. Bradford back in play with the ball now through Rydhall, who passes to Smallwood. Now it's Clayton to Banks. Now it's with Cook, or should I say Rydhall? Back to Smallwood. Smallwood passes down wing to Rydhall. Now it's back with the captain Smallwood. Smallwood passes to I think that might to Gilead. Now it's with Adam Clayton. Clayton does a forward pass to Cook, and Cook just about manages to hold on to the ball. He's going for a shot, but it's over the crossbar. And after 9 minutes, it's still Bradford 0, Carlisle 0. He had the right intentions, but it was actually wide. I thought it went over the crossbar. We're also live on the Commentary Hub too, JB Sports, Storm FM, and Twitch. So hello to anyone who's listening on those channels besides the main Commentary Hub channel. And the ball has gone over the line. It'll be a Bradford throw, and I have a feeling it'll be another feeling it's Rydhall or Halliday. Halliday throws the ball towards Cook, but Carlisle headed it away. It goes back to Bradford though, and it's now Rydhall. Rydhall in possession. He passes to Smallwood. Smallwood now to Critchlow. Critchlow passes to the goalkeeper Lewis. Lewis passes the ball back out to Richie Smallwood. Smallwood trying to head it forward towards Jamie Walker, but cut out by Carlisle. Paul Simpson looking very expressionless as it's yet another throw in to Bradford. Liam Rydhall to throw to Smallwood. Now it goes back towards Rydhall, but it's gone out for a Carlisle throw, and now Paul Simpson starting to be a bit more animated with his instructions. He looks kind of frustrated, and it will be Whelan, I think. That'll take the throw, and the referee Joyce now in conversation with Lisa Rashid. Will there be another booking? It doesn't look like there will be right now. So Whelan gets ready. So Whelan throws, but the ball is caught by Carlisle. Given away though to Paul Huntington. And Huntington does really well to play it across to his teammates, but it comes to Novell, and yet again it's a Bradford throw. The throw will be taken by Rydhall. Rydhall to Scott Banks, but it goes out for a throw in again. 12 minutes gone. It's 12 minutes gone. Bradford 0, Carlisle 0. Rydhall throws to Gilead, back to Rydhall. Now it's gone toward. Now it was a forward cross, I should say, by Clayton, who I think was going for Scott, who I think was aiming for Scott Banks, but Thomas Holy was able to grab it with his hands just in time. Or was he pushed down or was he tackled from behind? He may well have been. He may well have been. I didn't see events quite clearly on my monitor. Carlisle in play, but the ball's given away to Bradford, and almost with the ball was Omari Patrick. Patrick knows that could have been an opportunity to play the ball forward, but Bradford were lucky. But Bradford were there to stop him. So a throw into the Bantams, and it's headed up into the air by Ben Barkley. Ben Barkley to Owen Moxon. Now Moxon almost losing it to Bradford, but retaken by Carlisle and pushed over the line was Joel Senior, and it was by Richie Smallwood. I think Smallwood should be booked for this. That did look rather rough, but it's only given Carlisle a free kick, and it will be Owen Moxon. And it will be Owen Moxon that will take the free kick. A lone Carlisle player stands in the defensive wall, but pushed down was Jack Amer by Liam Rydhall. The referee quite sensibly goes over to calm things down, and so Carlisle take the free kick through Moxon. Is it going to go in? No, it's not. It's saved by Lewis. And I think, and the player that I think came closer, and I think the player that came close to it was I think Joe Garner, but a well-timed save by Harry Lewis. Sam Stubbs for Bradford passes to Adam Clayton, but is dispossessed by Carlisle through Moxon. Moxon again gives the ball away to Carlisle, but the ball has ended up back. But the ball has ended up at Carlisle through Huntington. Headed up into the air though by Romany Critchlow. Now the ball's been taken back through Walker. Walker passing to I think that's Banks. Banks tackled by Whelan. But it's over the line again. But it's over the line for a Bradford throw. Bradford have the ball with Critchlow. Critchlow passing to a Clayton. Now the ball is with Smallwood. Smallwood passing to Jamie Walker. Walker now to Banks, although he has to look out for Armour. He tries to cross into the 18-yard box, but it was headed up. But it was a well-timed header by Whelan to keep it out. So good defending by Carlisle. Another throwing given to Carlisle. Difficult to pick out which side is the strongest at the moment. And Sam Stubbs, he won promotion from League Two with Exeter City last season, so he'll be looking to make it 2 in a row with Bradford as Carlisle tried to play the ball up front, but tackled by Bradford, and I think a Carlisle player has gone down, but he's quickly back up. That was Joe Garner. Now Garner with the ball for Carlisle. He crosses into the 18-yard box and it hits the post. He knows that should have been the opening for opener for Carlisle. Patrick did well to cross to Garner. His shot he looked in the right place to score, but he should have aimed a few inches lower, and the ball would have ended up in the top left corner of the net at least. Disappointment etched on the face of Garner, and he and the rest of the team have to dust themselves down from dust themselves down from that disappointment and look for new ways to get in front. It's Jamie Walker now with the ball for Bradford, and Bradford have taken the lead. Nice right footer from Jamie Walker. That was never in doubt, and that is his second of the season. The home supporters are going ballistic. Mark Hughes keeps calm, and Walker receiving a couple of well-deserved hugs from his teammates. He appears he has now calmed down from the euphoria, and the ball was that was great forward play by Bradford. Walker just took it when it was presented to him, and his right footer finished it off at the end. Jack Armour should have got there sooner, but he didn't. And also Paul Huntington was just too late. And also joining in the celebrations is Harry Lewis, but for Jamie Walker, this is actually his fifth of the season. I beg your pardon. Whether that's in League One or all competitions, I don't know. But Carlisle need to get themselves back into the game and fast. It's now Scott Banks with the ball for Bradford. It's now been passed to Alex Gilead, but cut out by Callum Guy. It might have actually been Callum Guy who was the closest to scoring in that earlier free kick, and the ball and Walker actually scored the goal in the 18th minute. We're now almost 20 minutes have almost elapsed. It's Bradford 1, Carlisle 0, and you're listening to the Commentary Hub with me, Nicholas Jones. But as Carlisle are looking for another chance, that was Garner with the ball momentarily. But I think a Carlisle player might have been fouled. Mark Hughes looks on, and when scoring first, Bradford have won 25 matches, drawn 5. Played 25, won 19, drawn 25, and lost 1. A free kick now to Carlisle to be taken by the goalkeeper Thomas Holy. The players take a few steps back, and I think Cook might have had his shirt pulled a couple of times. The ball's been dispossessed by Carlisle. Bradford have been dispossessed by Carlisle. Pass to Holy in goal. It was actually Lewis who took the free kick. I beg your pardon. And a Bradford and a Carlisle player are down. I think Walker might have been one of them, and I think the perpetrator may well have been Corey Whelan. Remember, Corey Whelan is on a yellow card, so he has to be careful. Otherwise, he will miss. Otherwise, he will miss the second leg match when these two meet again next week at Brunton Park. Free kick to Bradford. I think the referee has just finished speaking to Sam Stubbs. It'll be Adam Clayton to take the free kick for the Bantams. He raises his arm to signal that he is ready. Gets the signal, runs up and kicks the ball forward into the 18-yard box, but saved by Thomas Holy. I think he collided with somebody in the box. I couldn't see who, but all that matters to him is he has caught the ball. He clears it out of goal forwards to Omari Patrick, but but Bradford were quick to put a stop to that. Carlisle have taken the ball back though through Ben Barkley. Barkley passing to Moxon. Moxon tries to play the ball further forward to, I couldn't see who it might have been. It might have been Corey Whelan, or might have been Corey Whelan. Now the ball is with McAlmont. McAlmont passes to Whelan, and the ball's been played back, and the ball has now been played forward to Omari Patrick, but tackled by Bradford. Ball bounces across the field into the arms of Thomas Holy. Holy clears the ball out of goal. It goes towards Joe Garner, but headed by Sam Stubbs, and Stubbs' header goes as far, unfortunately, as Paul Huntington. Huntington passes to Thomas Holy. We're just about over halfway, and it's Bradford 1, Carlisle 0. But Joe Garner has fallen. But Joe Garner has gone onto the ground. He must have picked up an injury of some sort. The Carlisle physio coming over to have a look at him. There doesn't seem to be anything visibly wrong with him. I think he's probably just winded or taken a bit of a knock. And he was just shoved down onto the ground by Romany Critchlow. That was very rude, but that was very rude by the Bradford defender. He should certainly be cautioned for that. And I hope he gets a verbal talking to at least. Joe Garner will, I think, be substituted. He goes over to talk to Paul Simpson just to check to see if he is all right. And if he is indeed able to carry on playing, I think Garner's now talking to the fourth official and asking if he needs to be substituted. We'll let you know if he will be as play resumes. It's Bradford with the ball through Walker. Now it's been dispossessed by Ben. No, he's been dispossessed by Ben Barkley. Barkley passing the ball around, and it goes as far as Moxon. Back to Barkley. Moxon again. Now the ball's been passed. Straight but through Guy to Barkley. Barkley crossing the ball forward to I think that's Garner. So Garner is going to carry on playing, which is good news for Carlisle. Garner to Patrick, but intercepted by Brad Halliday, and it's gone over the line. And it's gone over the line for a throw. Carlisle are not giving up, not by any stretch of the imagination. So and Omari Patrick, he scored in the 2-0. He scored in the 2-0 win against Bradford in January last year, or was it this year? If you are a Carlisle fan, if there are any Carlisle fans listening, do please let me know if you have any more info on this. And the ball now being played around by Corey Whelan, played forward, I should say, to Garner, but Patrick passes to Ben Barkley. It's Ben Barkley back towards Patrick. Patrick passes down the wing to McAlmont. McAlmont now to Callum Guy. Guy looking for Garner. He passes to, I think that was Whelan. And Garner gets in a bit of a tangle again. Another Carlisle player goes down, but play still goes on. It's Joel Senior passing to Omari Patrick, and slide tackled by the captain Smallwood. That isn't penalty. That isn't worthy of a penalty in my view. It was just inside the 18-yard box, but I've got a feeling the tackle started. But I've got a feeling he slide tackled when he was inside. Carlisle will, I'm sure be appealing for a penalty, but I don't think the referee is interested. It's just a goal kick to Bradford's which is cleared forward by Lewis. Lewis to Liam Rydhaw. Rydhaw was trying to cross it forward to Jamie Walker, but intercepted by Carlisle and Corey Whelan. The ball now passed down to Thomas Holy. Holy passes to Callum Guy, but Guy is fouled by Walker. The referee is saying play on though, as the ball goes to Owen Moxon, but it goes over the line. 28 minutes in, 28 or 29 minutes in, I should say. Bradford 1, Carlisle 0. And I have to say that Carlisle are starting to put their best feet forward. It's Jamie Walker towards Cook. Cook tries to go for a shot, but pounced on. But the ball is pounced on, I should say, by Thomas Holy. Holy stands in the 18-yard box, getting ready to kick the ball out. Should have mentioned at the start of the game that Bradford are playing from right to left, Carlisle from left to right. It's Joe Garner for Carlisle who passes to Patrick, but the header by Patrick sends the ball over the away from the pitch and into the stands. Joe Garner has been right in the thick of the action throughout this game. Had to be looked at by the physios earlier. Don't forget. So the ball now being played forward by Carlisle but kept up by Bradford. I should actually correct myself on the uniform cut on the shirt colour for Bradford, scarlet and gold. I think is the correct description instead of burgundy or yellow, instead of burgundy and yellow. If you're any Bradford fans that are listening, could you let me know what the correct definition of their colours is, please? Harry Lewis now with the ball inside. Harry Lewis now with the ball inside the goal. We just passed the half hour. We're just past the half-hour mark. It's still Bradford 1, Carlisle 0. Callum Guy for Carlisle loses the ball to Bradford. It's now with Smallwood. Smallwood passing to Gilead, Gilead passing to Walker, but Walker couldn't send it forward. And Bradford have another chance. Missed. And that was again by Jamie Walker. He knows that it just whistled past the post. Should have got his bearings a bit more accurate in my view. And Walker just entered the 18-yard box completely unmarked. Armour was trying to get the ball away, but Walker just charged through. But Walker just charged through like an out of control freight train, and it was almost the second for Bradford. So it'll be. So it's now this was something on my monitor which I did not see. I think that was the earlier incident between Garner and another player, and Garner has been booked. I think that might have been for something he did on Stubbs. If you know what happens, then let me know. As Bradford go for another chance with Walker, but the ball's been pushed out. It knocks over one of the corner flags, and also involved was Ben Barkley, the ground crew now the ground crew and the stewards now trying to reattach the corner flag, but it just keeps flopping down onto the ground. And I'm just getting confirmation from Russ. Bradford's colours, claret and amber stripes. So thanks, Russ. So thanks, Russ, for correcting me on this. I shall now know their strips as claret and amber. It's Callum Guy for Carlisle, who passes to Joe Garner. Garner sends the ball forward to Joel Senior, but it's over the line, and Garner's gone down again. He's not having a good game tonight, and neither is Liam Rydhaw. I think Rydhaw must have picked up a knock somewhere. Was it the foul by Garner? I think he was, and Garner was almost the meat in the sandwich, but he sent both Banks and Rydhaw flying, and Garner's starting to, and I think Garner's starting to get more aggressive, and both of them trying to give their points of view, but they carry on playing, and so Romany Critchlow clearing the ball forward for Bradford, but given away to Carlisle and almost tackled by Alex Gilead. Carlisle still try to keep control of the ball, but they lose it again to Bradford. It's Jamie Walker, or should I say Banks? It's Banks trying to get through Whelan and Patrick. Patrick tackles and takes the ball off him. Patrick passing to Guy. Now Owen Moxon. Moxon passes down wing to Alfie McAlmont. McAlmont to Senior. Senior tries to go around Rydhaw, but he can only pass back to McAlmont. McAlmont to Senior. Back to McAlmont, or should I say Moxon. Moxon tries to send it forward, but well intercepted by Brad Halliday, I think. Corner given to Carlisle. And Carlisle have had the most goals scored from corners this season with 17. Salford City and Newport County are equal second with 12. Garner stands in the goal area. A couple of Carlisle players having discussions amongst themselves. It'll be Moxon that will take the corner for the Cumbrians. The referee comes over to make sure that Moxon has placed the ball in the correct position. I think he was taking his time a bit there just to make sure that it was in the right place. And the referee signals that the corner should take place. Moxon kicks the ball into the 18-yard box, and it's almost the equaliser for Carlisle. I thought somebody was going to send it in. I think that looked like it was going to go in courtesy of Corey Whelan, but Whelan just missed by several inches. And the ball now cleared away from the Bradford goal, and it's been given back to Bradford and Carlisle. The ball is now yo-yoing between the two teams, but Moxon takes it for Carlisle, crosses down the wing to Senior passing to Ben Barkley and Callum Guy. Now pass up the wing to, I think that's Whelan. Now Joe Garner to Moxon. Moxon tries to hold off Bradford, but Walker tries to tackle, but Walker tries to dispossess, but it doesn't work, and it's still with Carlisle and Barkley. Barkley to Moxon. Guy, now it's with Alfie McAlmont, passing back to Ben Barkley. Barkley crosses into the 18-yard box, but saved by Harry Lewis. Harry Lewis has been involved quite a lot throughout the last 10 to 15 minutes of this game, and and it will be interesting to see who will come up with and it'll be interesting to see what tactics they're going to employ after half time. So 37 and a half minutes have already been played. It still remains Bradford 1, Carlisle 0, and you're listening to the Commentary Hub with me, Nicholas Jones. Throw in to be taken by Liam Rydhaw for Bradford. Headed up into the air though by Carlisle, but they lose it once again to Bradford and Rydhaw. Rydhaw passes to Clayton. Clayton now to Sam Stubbs. Stubbs passes to Brad Halliday. Brad Halliday tries to cross it forward to Alex Gilead, but a well-timed interception by Carlisle. Throw into Bradford. Carlisle have had the most possession in the last 15 minutes with 67. Bradford behind on 33. The ball has gone past the goal line. I think it will result in another goal kick. Indeed, it does. Thomas Holy to kick the ball out of the goal for Carlisle. Headed by Bradford, almost taken by Cook. Now it's back with Carlisle. Ball headed by Rydhaw. Rydhaw losing the ball to Carlisle and Joel Senior. It's Senior to Alfie McAlmont. McAlmont back to Senior. Now McAlmont. It's Ben Barkley passing the ball to, I think that was Paul Huntington. Huntington tries to cross it forward to Callum Guy by the looks of it, or was it Jack Armour? No, it wasn't. No, it was Jack Armour. Jack Armour has scored 2 goals in 50 appearances this season. He's only 22 years old. Throwing again to Bradford, and that will be taken by Liam Rydhaw. Rydhaw throws, but headed by Corey Whelan. Whelan crossing down the wing to Callum Guy, or is it Joel Senior? It's Senior. Senior passing to Ben Barkley. Now Callum Guy. 5 minutes to go, and 5 minutes until half time. It's still Bradford 1, Carlisle 0. It's Joel Senior with the ball for Carlisle, who passes to I think that's McAlmont to Barkley, but loses it. But he loses it to Bradford. Carlisle regained the ball though. It's Alfie McAlmont. McAlmont to Callum Guy. Guy now has passed to Corey Whelan. Whelan to Patrick. Now back to Callum Guy, I think. Moxon, Barkley. Now it's gone to Huntington, I should say. It was actually Huntington. Callum Guy tries to play it forward to Moxon, but Bradford are having none of it. Bradford retake the ball through Smallwood. Smallwood crossing the ball forward to Banks, but Banks misses. This has the makings of a really intense playoff first leg match. It's a throw in to Carlisle, and I think it'll be taken by Jack Armour. Armour throws, but the ball is given away to Bradford. Rydhaw crosses the ball forward to Walker, but again, Carlisle do well to intercept. Cook has to do a back pass to Richie Smallwood. It's Smallwood now with the ball. Needs to find someone to pass to in the 18-yard box, but he changes his mind and passes to Adam Clayton. Clayton tries to pass to his teammate, but he is dispossessed by Patrick for Carlisle. Bradford regained the ball though. It's Adam Clayton passing the ball. Adam Clayton passing the ball around the ball around to his teammates. It's Smallwood to I think that might have been I think that might have been Andy Cook, and Bradford still have control of the ball. That was by Adam Clayton. Clayton to Stubbs, but the ball's been given back to Carlisle. That was Amari Patrick, and down goes Alfie McAlmont. I think he was fouled by Sam Stubbs, and I think Sam Stubbs is going to go and I think Sam Stubbs is going to be booked. That looked like a rather hasty tackle, but amazingly he doesn't get booked. I think he's probably just going to get a warning for that. Indeed, I think he's probably just going to get a warning for that. And with 2 minutes to go, Bradford really can't afford slip-ups like this. Otherwise they could lose the lead. A free kick now to Carlisle to be taken by Owen Moxon. The referee marks out the defensive wall and where it should be. Cook pushing away one of the Carlisle defenders, and the referee makes sure that everyone is in the right place. The whistle blows. Moxon kicks the ball into the 18-yard box, but it's headed wide by Corey Whelan. I'm just going to take another look on my monitor. The free kick had the right intentions. It was actually Rydhaw that would have headed this away, or was it Whelan? I'm inclined to now think it was Whelan. And with less than a minute to go, Bradford just have to hold on to their lead. And Harry Lewis gets ready to kick the ball out of goal. The referee blows the whistle, and the ball is now cleared forward to Sam Stubbs, I think, but played forward by Carlisle. Now it's with Brad Halliday. Over the line it goes for a throw. It'll be interesting. Just what remains now is how many minutes of stoppage time will be added. I have a feeling it will only be a small amount. The fourth official gets ready to hold up the board. We'll let you know as and when we can. As Carlisle now have the ball through McAlmont, and 4 minutes have been added on, and Carlisle need to make the most of those 4 minutes with Amari Patrick now inside the 18-yard box, but dispossessed by Adam Clayton for Bradford. It goes over the line, it goes over the line, I think, for a throw. Clayton did his best to keep the ball inside the 18-yard box, but that was a well-timed tackle by Adam Clayton, I think. Yes, it was Clayton, and that has given Bradford a throw. Callum Guy going after the ball, but losing it to Bradford. Now Carlisle have retaken the ball through. I think that was Joe Garner. Joe Garner sends it down wing to Joel Senior. Senior trying to go around the Bradford defenders, but he has to pass back to Moxon. Moxon to I think that's Ben Barkley. Barkley back to Moxon, and one of the players being handled very roughly. I think it's and also two other players have gone down. Now it's Andy Cook with the ball for Bradford. He passes to Jamie Walker. Walker now passing to Scott Banks. Banks back towards Walker, but a well-timed tackle by McAlmont. It doesn't go Carlisle's way though, and the ball crosses into the 18-yard box, but headed up by Bradford. Bradford still looking for their second goal, and Walker has gone down. Walker is down. The physios need to come onto the pitch, but play is still going on. It's Moxon with the ball. It's Moxon. with the ball for Carlisle. He has to go around Critchlow. Almost does it, but Critchlow tackles. And now it goes over the line for a throw to Carlisle. Jamie Walker appears to be in such a lot of pain. I fear we could go overtime. Garner just picked up the ball. But I think he may have accidentally knocked Walker on his arm or something. I didn't see exactly where Walker was hit, but he's wincing in pain now. The physio's feeling his leg. We are going overtime. I think it was a knock to the lower parts of his left leg. The physio's the physio now feeling a bounce on his foot. Walker is still wincing. If he is to be substituted at halftime, that will be a real shame for Bradford because he scored that amazing goal in the 18th minute. Took advantage of a poorly timed tackle by Carlisle, and his right footer just finished it off, as I mentioned earlier. Will Jamie Walker have to be substituted? He's hobbling and limping around. I wouldn't be surprised if he is indeed substituted. Bradford making another play for the goal. It was Banks with the ball, but he was dispossessed by a couple of the Carlisle defenders. The ball is now with Jack Armour. Armour to Amari Patrick, but tackled by Scott Banks. Banks loses it to Sam Stubbs. Indeed, we have now gone some 38 seconds over time, and I think we are going to play at least another couple of minutes as Callum Guy plays the ball forward to I think that's Moxon. Now the ball goes down the wing. Now the ball is intercepted by Bradford, but it's retaken by Carlisle, and that's the whistle for half time. Bradford may have taken the lead, but Carlisle have been hot on their heels for most of the game. Will Carlisle turn the tide in the second half? Half-time score at the University of Bradford Stadium. Bradford City 1, Carlisle United 0. We're going to go for a break, but we'll be back before the start of the second half. Don't you go away. welcome back to the Commentary Hub's coverage of Bradford City against Carlisle United in the playoff first leg match at the University of Bradford Stadium. We're just about ready for the second half to kick off. It'll be Bradford to restart the game. Adam Clayton stands behind the ball. Waits for the referee to blow his whistle, and away we go then for the second half between Bradford and Carlisle, and Bradford now playing from left to right. Carlisle will now be playing from right to left, and straight in there is Brad Halliday, and Halliday passes to Cook, but Cook's efforts on goal just saved at the last moment by Harry Lewis, or was it? No, it wasn't. The ball went over. No, the ball was way wide because it was deflected by Corey Whelan. Early corner now in the second half to Bradford. And quite a lot of players standing around the goal area. Jamie Walker stands inside the goal. Critchlow and Moxon getting into a bit of a fight. Scott Banks kicks the ball into the 18-yard box. Everybody misses though, and Clayton goes after the ball, but is intercepted by Carlisle, and Senior passes to Amari Patrick, but tackled from behind by Brad Halliday, and that's resulted in Amari Patrick going down onto the ground. But he's quick, but he is quick to recover. He was actually sandwiched by Halliday, between Halliday and the Bradford captain Smallwood. The play now resumes as Whelan has the ball for Carlisle, who in turn passes to Jack Armour. Now it's back towards Patrick. Patrick to Callum Guy losing the ball to Bradford. I think a Bradford player's shirt is being tugged. Yes, indeed, it's Liam Rydhaw, but Bradford now have the chance to play the ball. I mean, Carlisle, I should say, have the chance to play the ball further up front. It was McAlmont with the ball for Carlisle. Now he passed to Jack Armour. Bradford re-intercept, and I'm glad to say that Jamie Walker has recovered enough to play in the second half. I think he was fouled just now by Joel Senior, and he is not, and he isn't happy. I'm just going to take a look at that again on my monitor, and yes, indeed, I know it wasn't Joel Senior. It was Jack Armour who fouled him, and Armour and Armour also upset because he would have thought that Walker got in his way. It's Stubbs passing back to Harry Lewis in goal. Lewis clearing the ball further forward, but intercepted by Carlisle, and Patrick. Patrick loses the ball to Bradford and Clayton. Now it goes back. Now it's been passed to Critchlow. Critchlow tries to send it forward to Andy Cook, but it goes over the line for a Carlisle throw. 3 minutes have been elapsed. 3 minutes have gone since the whistle blew, and it's still Bradford 1, Carlisle 0. Amari Patrick with the ball now for Carlisle, though Stubbs does his best to tackle. Remember, Stubbs has been involved in a few incidents in the first half. Any more like that, he could. But any more incidents like that, he could well be booked. But that looked like a fair tackle to me. He did go for the ball, and that result, and it's now, but it has given a goal kick to Carlisle. Well, no, Bradford, I should say. Yeah, that's right. As going for the ball now is Andy Cook. Cook tries to take it off Alfie McAlmont, but to no avail. Now, but where's the ball? There it is. It went as far as Critchlow. Critchlow losing the ball to Ben Barkley, and a Bradford player has gone down again. It's Jamie Walker. Walker now feeling his head. That must have been a nasty blow to the head. He's breathing. He's moving about. He's moving his arms. He's breathing. So he isn't. So the good news is he isn't unconscious. But that was a real blow to the head. I think he was trying. I think it was because of his head. I think that's a nasty bump on his head that he's just got there over his left eye. And Mark Hughes and his assistant manager Glyn Hodges looking very concerned. They're going over the paper. They're going over some technical papers in their hands. Walker has managed to get back up onto his feet, but goodness knows how long he'll be able to carry on playing. If you think he should be substituted, get in touch now and leave your thoughts in the comments. Free kick to Bradford, and that was sent forward by Adam Phillips towards Andy Cook. Cook almost had it, but it was just deflected away by Ben Barkley. Throw in to Bradford. Goes to Smallwood. Intercepted though by Carlisle, headed by Bradford, who almost retake it. I think the ball came off Critchlow. Almost 51.5 minutes have been played in total. It's still Bradford 1, Carlisle 0, as Corey Whelan has the ball for Carlisle. Passes to Paul Huntington. Huntington to Alfie McAlmont. McAlmont was, I think, looking for Moxon. Moxon just about picks it up, but it went over the line, and it's a throw in to Carlisle to be taken by Ben Barkley. Stubbs getting us a bit of a fight with Garner. The ball is thrown into the 18-yard box. Carlisle go for it through Alfie McAlmont, but Harry Lewis was wise to that. Move, and that would have been the equaliser for Carlisle. Ball now being played forward to Thomas Holy. Holy passes down the wing to Whelan, though he has to look out for Scott. Banks almost takes the ball off Lewis, but Lewis was able, off Holy, I should say. But Holy was able to. Holy was able to press the ball forward. And it has gone over the line for a throw. Will this be another 1-0 victory for the Will this be another 1-0 victory for a home side? Walker goes after the ball. He passes to Cook, and Cook tried to cross to someone in the 18-yard box, but it went over the line, even though it just bounced off back onto the ground and was picked up by Paul Huntington. What I was trying to say just now is that will it be another 1-0 victory to a home side in the playoff semi-finals as Holy clears the ball forward. Salford City won 1-0 against Stockport County yesterday. Remember, will it be the same way for Bradford, or will Carlisle somehow equalise? Critchlow to Smallwood. Now back to Critchlow. Critchlow crossing the ball forward to to Adam Phillips, who's just been pushed down. The referee is saying play on, though. It's Alex Gilead to Jamie Walker. Walker passing to Brad Halliday. Halliday now to Scott Banks. Banks just outside the 18-yard box, just makes his way in. He tries to cross forward to Walker, headed out by Carlisle, but Bradford somehow regained the ball through Critchlow and Phillips. They lose it to Carlisle though, and the ball is now with Alfie McCallum. McCallum to Joe Garner. Garner tries to go around the captain Smallwood, but the ball is nicked by Bradford. Gilead tries to take the ball back from Joel Senior, who just about took it, but it went over the line. That could well have been Garner. Garner could well have found someone to pass it to in the 18-yard box to set up the equalising goal. But good defensive tackle by Bradford. And the Bantams now have a throw-in, which is being played forward to Scott Banks. Banks dispossessed by Carlisle. The ball is now with Paul Huntington. Huntington plays it forward to Omari Patrick, and Patrick almost sent it in, but was saved. But the ball was saved by Harry Lewis with just 56 minutes gone. Bradford City 1, Carlisle United 0 is the latest score. And you're listening to the Commentary Hub with me, Nicholas Jones. We're also on the Commentary Hub too, JB Sports, Storm FM, and Twitch. Carlisle retake the ball through. I think that was Andy Cook. Cook passing it to Gilead, but Gilead repassed to Cook anyway. It's now been taken back by Carlisle. Garner tries to take the ball, but his shirt's pulled by Rydhall. Garner tries every which way he can to keep hold of the ball, but it's not to be. The referee is saying play on. Garner, Rydhall, I think should be given a yellow card. I don't think Ross Joyce has made the best decisions so far this evening. If you think Joyce should be a bit stricter, then let me know in the comments. As Bradford defend another attack by Carlisle, and once again one of their players is down. I think Barkley might have fouled him. I'm hoping it's not Jamie Walker, because he's been roughed up once too often, and I think a substitution is being made for Carlisle and Garner. No, two in fact. Garner and Edmondson come off. Garner and Edmondson, I think, come off, and onto the pitch comes Christian Dennis and Ryan Edmondson. So Carlisle now have their top scorer on the pitch. Remember, he has scored 20 in all League Two matches this season. He is the third highest. He is the third highest scorer, and his name is Christian Dennis, and also on the pitch is I mentioned just now, Ryan Edmondson. It'll be Brad Halliday to take the throw in for Bradford. He's looking for the best angle. He's looking for the best angle to throw. He does. He throws to, I think that was somebody from Carlisle, but Bradford do well to take it back. It's Liam Rydhall for Bradford, crossing to Cook, but was intercepted by Carlisle, and I think that was almost a shot by Alex Gilead, but saved by Carlisle. The Bradford fans starting to make more noise, and I'm guessing confirmation from Russ and that the attendance tonight is 20,575 with 2,415 Carlisle United fans in there as well. So a good amount. So a good amount of Carlisle supporters making up the numbers, but clearly most of the ground will be. But clearly most of the ground is covered in claret and amber. As playing the ball forward is Halliday to Cook. Cook does well to hold on to the ball, but is tackled by Carlisle. The ball now goes to Gilead towards Adam Phillips this time, but it's over Adam Clayton, I should say. But it goes over the crossbar, and Clayton is denied the second goal. Cook I think should have passed to Smallwood when he had the chance. He didn't, and that for now has cost Bradford the chance of a second goal, as the ball is now being played forward to Carlisle. By Carlisle, it's McAlmont to Moxon. Moxon passes down wing to Jack Armour. Armour now finds Ryan Edmondson, but it's over the line. Ryan Edmondson needs to start playing forward more often. Needs to start playing forward quickly if he is to equalise for Carlisle. It's a throw in to Bradford. The ball now being cleared forward, but Cook almost brought down. Now the ball goes to Scott Banks. Banks tackled, I should say, by Jack Armour, but it has gone over the line, and getting ready to take the throw will be Corey Whelan. Now I can see a handful of Carlisle supporters in the stands wearing blue and white, wearing their various kits from over the years. And Ryan Edmondson now playing the ball forward into the 18-yard box, tackled from behind by Sam Stubbs. Edmondson makes his way back up. Edmondson makes his way back onto the field. I think he almost collided with the wall, but it's a it'll be a corner to Carlisle United all the same. Moxon to take the corner for the Cumbrians. He makes sure he's trying again. He makes sure that the ball is in. He makes sure that the ball is in the right place. He waits for the referee's signal. He kicks the ball into the 18-yard box. Is it going to go in? No! Saved by Harry Lewis. And that was a well-timed save. It was almost headed in by Corey Whelan, but had it not been for the combined efforts of Romany Critchlow and Harry Lewis, that could well have been the equaliser Carlisle want. The ball is now passed to Scott Banks, but Banks is tackled by Callum Guy. In fact, but somehow he holds on to the ball. But play has been stopped. So I'm sure. I hope that Carlisle player, whoever he is, gets a talking to, because to me that did look really rough. He was very lucky not to get a yellow card, and that is the closest Carlisle have come to scoring. Corey Wheeler must be reeling from this right now, as Walker tries to head the ball to Richie Smallwood, but it goes over the line for a Carlisle throw. Throw-in to be taken by Ben Barkley. He throws to, I think that was Alfie McAlmont. So we're just so we're a little over 64 minutes in. It's still Bradford 1, Carlisle 0, and a couple of Bradford substitutes, and I think a couple of Bradford substitutes are about to be made. And I think coming onto the pitch will be Osadebe, and I think he's going to substitute and I think he's going to be the substitute for Jamie Walker, who scored the only goal in the match 18 minutes in. Wonderful strike, and that was before his troubles on the pitch. And Emmanuel Osadebe will be coming on in place of the 29-year-old. So Osadebe gets ready to play the remainder of the game. The ball is now with Scott Banks. Banks passes to Smallwood. It's Smallwood to Osadebe. Osadebe sends the ball over the line. I think this is going to be a Carlisle throw-in, or is it? No, it's a Bradford throw-in. I have to correct myself. I think a Carlisle player must have gotten the last touch to it. Anyway, it's going to be a Bradford throw-in again as Callum Guy sends it over the line. Bradford to take the throw again. The ball now thrown to Osadebe. Osadebe under pressure from Joel Senior. It goes over the line again for another Bradford throw. Osadebe throws to Smallwood. Smallwood tries to get hold of the ball, but he loses it to Carlisle. It's Callum Guy trying to play the ball forward to someone I couldn't see who, but Callum Guy has collided with another player and has gone down. I think he might have got tangled up with Clayton, but I'm not too sure at the moment. Callum Guy is in pain. I'm now beginning to think it was Emmanuel Osadebe, or was it? No, my hunch. No, I was right. It was Clayton, and Callum Guy looks like he's been winded. And Callum Guy looks like he's been winded in the stomach. He's got one hand covering his stomach. Clayton isn't short. Clayton has made 36 appearances this season. He was on loan. He was on loan at Carlisle. He was on loan at Carlisle three times many years ago. So he's playing against his former club. And down goes another Bradford player. I couldn't see who it was. It was Clayton. It was Clayton that went down. Ball is now played again to Moxon. Moxon crossing up the pitch to Ben Barkley. Barkley concedes to Critchlow. Almost tackled by Edmondson. Edmondson does tackle. He keeps the ball inside the 18-yard box. Goes for a shot, but it just misses the bar. It just misses the goal. And I think Jack Armour tried, and I think Jack Armour went for a shot himself, but just couldn't. But the ball actually hit the net. Was Edmondson right to carry on? No, the ball did actually go over the line, but somehow the referee missed it. And I begin to think that had that ball gone in, the referee will have listened to the Bradford complaints and ruled the goal out. But Callum Guy now comes off the pitch to be substituted by Taylor Charters, and the ball now cleared out of goal by Harry Lewis. Harry Lewis plays the ball forward to Charters, or should I say Charters intercepted the ball. It's Brad Halliday. It's Brad Halliday. Bradford concede the ball to Cardiff. Carlisle, and Critchlow just about deflects the ball, an attempt by Carlisle away. Now I'm going to have a look on my monitor in more detail. Was a Carlisle player off? Was Edmondson offside? I'm not sure. I don't know if he was, but that was a slide tackle on. But that was a slide tackle on. I can't remember who it was now. A corner has been awarded to Carlisle, and the Cumbrians need to take advantage of this corner now, and they have it, and they aren't able to do so. That header from Corey Whelan was too high this time, and I'm now beginning to think had Christian, but I think Christian Dennis should have had a pop at it as well. We haven't seen much of Dennis throughout this game, by the way. And with 20 minutes to go, Carlisle need to equalise and equalise soon. Bradford aren't making it easy for them out there. Osadebe tries to go for the ball, but the ball is caught by Barkley. Barkley sends the ball over the line. It's a throw in to Bradford and Rydhaw. Rydhaw tries to send it over the line, but it goes over for a Bradford throw. I think a Carlisle player might have gotten the last touch of it. Ball now thrown to Adam Clayton. Clayton to Richie Smallwood. Now the ball has been caught by Ben Barkley. Barkley tries to play it forward, but is just about intercepted by Critchlow. The ball it's over the line for a throw, and it'll be to Bradford. 71 minutes in, it's still Bradford City 1, Carlisle United 0. And you're listening to the Commentary Hub with me, Nicholas Jones. Bradford throw, and the ball has been intercepted this time, and the ball has been picked up, I should say, by Scott Banks. Banks with the ball, tries to hold off the defenders, but in vain. And the ball goes over the line for yet another throw. It's Osadebe with the ball for Bradford, and he's lost it, and he's lost the ball to Carlisle. Well halted by Carlisle. It's a free kick to the Cumbrians, which will be taken by Thomas Holy, the Carlisle stopper. Dennis tries to set up Edmondson, but the ball is caught by Harry Lewis. Lewis has picked up the ball. He's about to clear it out soon. Paul Simpson looking very pensive as the ball is now headed forward by Carlisle. It's now caught again, this time by Bradford, and I think a Bradford player's shirt might have been pulled. It was Andy Cook. Cook passes to Brad Halliday, now back towards Cook. It's Cook now with the ball. He's entering the 18-yard box. He tries to go for a shot, but is rebuffed by Carlisle. Now the ball has been picked up by Liam Rydhaw. Rydhaw tries to cross, but it goes over the line, and I think it will be a goal kick to Carlisle United, or is it going to be a corner? A Carlisle player must have deflected the ball away at the last moment. So it will be a Bradford corner. Richie Smallwood, the captain, will take the corner for Bradford. He runs up, kicks the ball into the 18-yard box, palmed away by Thomas Holy, but Bradford are still keen to make it. Are still keen to score a second goal. It's Banks was I think looking to pass to Gilead, but to no avail. There are almost 15 minutes left, and the Bradford supporters starting to look very tense. They know that Bradford have two options. A, try to hold on for a win or two, double their leads. And it's Halliday with the ball, but he's conceded to Carlisle. It's Moxon who now holds the ball. He passes down the wing to Whelan. Whelan now to Paul Huntington. Huntington crossing the ball up the wing to Ben Barkley. It's Barkley with the ball, and Barkley crosses to Jack Armour. Armour concedes to Sam Stubbs. It's Stubbs to Whelan. Now it's Moxon. Moxon crossing to I think that was Christian Dennis. But either way, it's given the ball back to Bradford. Osadebe with the ball, but tackled by Taylor Charters. I think Osadebe is upset. That Osadebe is upset. That might have been rather rough. That might have been rather rough on him. Bradford somehow regain control. The ball is now with Jack Armour. Armour crossing to Ryan Edmondson, but his mistimed header sends the ball over the crossbar. I'm going to take another look at this on my monitor. Nice cross by Armour, but was Edmondson in the wrong place at the wrong time? He knows that could have been the equaliser for Cardiff. He is gutted for the time being, but Carlisle have to shake off this momentary disappointment and get on with it. It's Moxon with the ball, but he goes down. As I think the ball has hit his head. As the ball has hit his head very hard. And will the physios now have to come on and have a look at him? I'm not too. I think they should, but somehow play is still going on. It's a free kick to Carlisle, and Moxon is back up on his feet. That's good to see. The ball now being played forward to Edmondson, but it was cleared off the line. But it was cleared off the line by Bradford. So that could well be another Carlisle throw. 77 minutes gone. It's still Bradford City 1, Carlisle United 0. And Edmondson and Ryan Edmondson. He's really tried his hardest so far this evening as Carlisle try to retake the ball now that the game has restarted. But it's a throw in. But it'll be a throw in again. And the Carlisle supporters know. And the Carlisle supporters are starting to feel. And the Carlisle supporters are starting to go quiet. At least they're not. At least no one's walking out of the grounds yet. Which is what the Arsenal fans did in their game against Brighton. You may, if you were listening to Paul James on that one. It's now a Carlisle Bradford throw-in, which was taken by Brad Halliday. Halliday has the ball. He crosses into the 18-yard box. It's picked up by Smallwood, who tries to hold Senior off, but he passes to I think that's Cook or whoever, but nothing comes of it for Bradford. The fans are still in fine voice, singing and clapping. Andy Cook we haven't seen much of him playing the ball for. We haven't seen much of him attacking. But could this be his chance to get in front with this Bradford corner? We'll have to wait and see. I think that's Richie Smallwood to take the corner for Bradford, and everybody misses the ball surprisingly, and Everybody misses the ball surprisingly, and the scoreline still stays 1-0. Cook looked like he was the closest player to. Cook looked like he was the closest Bradford player to the ball. Cleared out of goal by Thomas Holy. Was aiming for Ryan Edmondson, but intercepted by Brad Halliday. Loses it to the Bradford lose it to Carlisle. It's now Jack Armour. Armour now playing the ball forward to Dennis, but headed away by Osadebe. Carlisle retake the ball back through Armour, but again it's not to be for the Cumbrians. Corey Whelan to take the throw in for the Cumbrians. 10 minutes to go until full time. Carlisle need to make those 10 minutes count, as do Bradford. Carlisle appear to be on top in terms of possession, but Bradford are holding them firm. It's Moxon for Carlisle, who passes to Ben Barkley. Barkley to McAlmont. Now it was dispossessed by Bradford. The ball is now passed down wing to Jack Armour. Now it's Moxon. Moxon passes to Edmondson, I think, but the ball is intercepted by Bradford, and Corey Whelan was trying to set up Christian Dennis, but Carlisle are again denied. And it's going to be a throw into Carlisle to be taken. It's going to be a throw into Carlisle to be taken by Jack Armour. Armour throws to Taylor Charters, who passes back to Armour. Armour sends the ball. Armour crosses into the 18-yard box, but cleared out by Emmanuel Osadebe. Osadebe, or was it Osadebe, or was it Critchlow? I'm going to take another look at it, and I can confirm that it was it, and I can confirm that it was in fact Ridehaw. Liam Ridehaw was the last player to touch the ball. Carlisle have taken the ball back through Senior, and but a timely interception by Sam Stubbs keeps the ball away. Good cross, but. Good cross by Senior, but like I say, well-timed interception by Sam Stubbs. There is still everything to play for. There is still everything to play for at the University of Bradford. There is still everything to play for at the University of Bradford Stadium, or as the fans still like to call it, Valley Parade. And as Paul Simpson feels that, as Paul Simpson is now beginning to feel, in my opinion, that his side are heading for defeat. Carlisle, if that is to be the case, Carlisle will need to have a rethink in order to bring themselves back into contention next weekend. Moxon tries to cross the ball forward, but the ball is taken by Bradford. It's over the line again for a Carlisle throw, and it will be Ben Barkley to throw. And that is it. But it goes as far as Thomas Holy in the Bradford goal. The ball now headed by Sam Moxon towards Corey Whelan. Whelan actually intercepted for Bradford. He passes to Taylor Charters. Charters passing to Paul Huntington, I should say. Passes back to Whelan. Whelan crosses up the wing to Ben Barkley. Barkley now goes for a forward shot to Jack Armour, who stumbles, which means that meaning that he misses the ball. The ball is now back in play for Carlisle. It's now currently Alfie McAlmont. It's now currently Alfie McAlmont for the Cumbrians, and he tries to go for a shot, and he tries to play it forward to Jack Armour, but it's still it still went over the line. And with just under 6 minutes to go, Joel Senior makes his way off the pitch, and Jordan Gibson will take his place. Jordan Gibson will make his 52nd appearance of the season for Carlisle. Throw into Bradford, caught by Osadebe, who passes to Scott Banks, but Carlisle tackle. The ball is still in Cumbrian hands. It's now with Gibson. Gibson goes for a long range shot, but it's over the crossbar. And Carlisle know that time is very much against them. And Stephen Stephen Rupp, the Bradford chairman, looks on anxiously. His arms are folded. He is hoping against hope that his club can still hold on to their lead. It's Brad Halliday to Scott Banks. Banks inside the 18-yard box, but intercepted by Corey Whelan. That was a well-timed slide tackle to keep the ball out. He did really well to do this, and now comes the time for me to consider who my player of the match is. I can tell you that Corey Whelan is one of my choices. I have several choices, most of which I have several choices. They are from both sides. I will let you know who my eventual choice is when I've made up my mind. It's Banks to take the corner for Bradford, but it's gone over the line. I think Osadebe might have had the last touch of the ball, but Bradford are unable. But Bradford are unable to add their second, and a substitution for the Bantams is about to be made. I thought Liam Rydell was going to come off, but Mark Hughes was like, no, you stay on. And coming off the pitch is Adam Clayton, and taking his place is Matt Derbyshire. Off the pitch also goes Scott Banks, and his place is taken by Matty Platt. Matty Platt gets ready to come on, and I think Scott Banks is also under consideration for my player of the match. So too is Owen Moxon. But I will let you know who my player of the match is as soon as I get a moment. Taylor Charters to Moxon. Moxon has really been in the thick of it. He passes to Charters. Charters now to Christian Dennis. Dennis tries to go for a shot, but it's over the bar. Carlisle have failed to take advantage of any opportunities presented to them. Either they've just missed the goal or gone too wide. But I have a feeling that Dennis was caught out by Harry Lewis, and Paul Simpson now looking calm and composed. He's very focused on the match, and the ball has now been picked up by Derbyshire. Derbyshire passing to Osadebe, but I think he was tackled by Jordan Gibson, and and I can now I finally made a decision on who my player of the match is for tonight, and it is Carlisle's Owen Moxon. Owen Moxon has stood out for me because he's played really defensively, and he's also set up eventual attacks for his teammates. So well done to Owen Moxon. Corner to Bradford, and will this be the chance for the Bantams to get a second in? It doesn't go their way, unfortunately. But to get back to Owen Moxon, he has been a real cog in the system for Carlisle this evening, both defensively and when they've been attacking. 5 minutes have been added on for injury time as Bradford tried to go for it, but saved by Thomas Holy. The ball now being passed to Jack Armour. Who would your player of the match be? Who would your player of the match be? Let me know in the comments as Owen Moxon looks like he was going to go for a shot himself, but it was saved by Harry Lewis. I'm now gonna catch my breath for a moment or two as Harry Lewis gets ready to kick the ball out of the Bradford goal. Goes as far as Osadebe. I thought it was going to be picked up by Taylor Charters, but Bradford intercepted. The ball is now back with Carlisle. It goes over the line for a Bradford City throw-in. We're just over the first minute of added on injury time. It still remains Bradford 1, Carlisle 0. I'm amazed it stayed that way for this long. I'm amazed it stayed this way for that long. But Osadebe gets into a bit of a scuffle with Armour. A throw into Bradford to be taken by Brad Halliday. Halliday aims, he throws to Derbyshire. Now back to Halliday. Shut out, I should say, by Carlisle. It's now it's another throw in to Bradford. The ball now thrown to Osadebe, but it goes to Smallwood. Richie Smallwood would have been another contender for my player of the match. He's captained his side really, really well. I would have also considered Jamie Walker, who scored that incredible goal. Scott Banks would have also been given consideration as well. But like I said, Owen Moxon was the player that stood out for me. Ben Barkley to Jordan Gibson. Gibson tries to hold off Rydhaw, but Carlisle still managed to have the ball. It's Taylor Charters. Charters passes down wing to Jack Armour. Armour tries to play the ball forward, but is cut out by Osadebe for Bradford. 2 minutes to go 2 minutes of injury time are left, and Cook tries to get to the ball, but he can't because it goes like but can't because it went over the line. I think Bradford have held out long enough to win. It doesn't look to me. It doesn't look like Carlisle will score the equaliser. They have just wasted too many opportunities. I think time is very much against them, but we still have nearly a minute to play. And as we know in games like these, the results can change in the blink of an eye. Corey Whelan plays the ball down wing to Christian Dennis. Tackle intercepted I should say, by Critchlow, but he manages to send it over the line for a throw-in to Carlisle to be taken by Armour. Armour throws to Moxon. Now back to Armour. Armour passing now to Charters, but Charters, I think has been pushed down by Brad Halliday. I couldn't actually see who fouled him. Ball cleared out of danger. Ball cleared out of danger by Thomas Holy. And we now have some 20 seconds to go. Can Bradford score something in the dying seconds of the match? It's Derbyshire trying to hold off Huntingdon. Just about does it. But it goes over the line, and Ryan Clark, a Bradford fan, says, "Up the city, we all Yorkshire, are we?" And he's clearly thinking that Bradford are going to win this one. Well, Ryan, your dream just might come true. And the ball cleared out of goal by Thomas Holy, and that is it. Bradford win the game by a goal to nil. It was a really tense and hard fought victory for the Bantams. Carlisle did all they could, but they go into the Carlisle did all they could, but they go into the second leg at Bronson Park on Saturday, knowing that it will be down to them to turn the result around in front of their fans. Final score at the University of Bradford Stadium: Bradford City 1, Carlisle United 0. What a day it has been for us. What a day it has been for us on the Commentary Hub. Three games, three exciting results. Arsenal are out of the running for the Premier League title. Manchester City now a dead cert to win, but in terms of the playoffs, it has been a really intense 3 days. Shock results by the likes of Peterborough United and Barnsley. 0-0 between Coventry, a 0-0 draw between Coventry and Middlesbrough. That will all be decided on Wednesday. We hope to bring as much of the second leg playoffs as we can. So do please keep an eye on our Twitter page at Commentary Live 1 for any news as to which games we will be covering. That wraps up our coverage for this game and for today. Thank you very much to everyone who's been tuning in. I've been Nicholas Jones. From all of us here at the Commentary Hub, good night.